1943, at the age of 28, my uncle was sent home from the army to die. The doctors said his liver was failing and there was nothing they could do. His sister, however, knew exactly what to do, and it's something that would make modern doctors lose their minds. She put him on a 21-day water fast and then slowly rebuilt his system with whole plant foods. He recovered completely and lived to be 95 years old. Now, before you think that's some crazy outlier story, stick with me because I'm about to show you the science behind why fasting just might be the most powerful tool your body has for healing itself. Welcome to Longevity Lifestyle, where we blend ancient healing wisdom with modern science to give you practical solutions you can actually use. Today, we're diving into what goes on inside your body when you fast and why the medical establishment is finally starting to pay attention. By the end of this video, you'll understand the difference between fasting and cleansing, what the research says about healing, and why your body has been asking for this all along. First, let's clear up some confusion, because most people use the terms fasting and cleansing interchangeably when they're actually very different. Fasting is water only, nothing else. No juice, no broth, no anything. Just water. This is the most intense form of giving your digestive system a break. Cleansing, on the other hand, means you're still taking in some nutrition, but you're being extremely selective about what. This could be fresh vegetable juices, a mono diet like khichdi, or even just eating very clean whole foods for a period of time. But you're cutting out everything else that creates extra work for your system. Think of it this way. Fasting is like completely disassembling your vacuum cleaner, taking out the filter, cleaning the brush roll, unclogging every tube so it can work like new again. Cleansing is like emptying the dustbin and giving the filter a quick rinse. Lighter maintenance, but still helpful. Now here's where it gets interesting. When you stop putting food into your system, something remarkable happens. Your body switches from digestion mode into repair and elimination mode. Modern science calls this autophagy, literally self-eating, where your cells start breaking down and recycling damaged components. This discovery even won a Nobel Prize in 2016. Dr. Herbert Shelton supervised over 40,000 fasts in his career and observed this transformation happen consistently. Your body is a self-healing machine, but you have to give it the chance to work. But here's the catch that nobody warns you about, and this is crucial. Your body has been accumulating toxins, undigested food particles, and cellular waste for years. When you finally give it permission to clean house, all that garbage has to come out. And that process, it's not pretty. So what does this actually feel like in real life? Let me walk you through it day by day, because if you don't know what's coming, you'll think you're dying and give up on day 2. The first 3 days are the hardest. Day 1 is pretty easy because you're motivated and feeling good. But day 2 is when most people quit, because this is when you start feeling detox symptoms. Headaches, body aches, hunger pangs, fatigue, brain fog, irritability, and you'll probably smell worse than usual. Also, your tongue will have a thick coating and your breath might smell like something died. Day 3 is still tough, but you'll notice it's slightly better. Day 4 and beyond? This is where the magic happens. Suddenly, your energy returns, but different. Clearer. Your mind sharpens, colors look brighter, you feel lighter. You might feel dizzy if you stand up too fast, but other than that, it's smooth sailing from here on out. And there's actual science behind why this shift happens. Research shows autophagy begins around 24 to 48 hours, but doesn't reach peak cellular repair activity until after 72 hours, which is exactly why day 4 is when people report feeling dramatically better. Dr. Joel Fuhrman, who has supervised thousands of fasts, explains it perfectly. The worse you feel in the first 72 hours, the more your body needed this. Those symptoms aren't the fast failing, they're proof it's working. You're literally detoxifying. Have you ever watched that show, Celebrity Rehab? It gives you a fly-on-the-wall view of what detox is like. It's no fun. Every toxin you've been storing, caffeine residue, processed food chemicals, environmental toxins, medications, it all has to exit through your elimination channels, which are your bowels, kidneys, skin, and lungs. But before we move on, I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried a fast or cleanse? What was your experience? Hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below to let me know. Now let's talk about why this works, because this isn't just some woo-woo alternative health trend. A 2014 study from USC found that fasting for just 3 days can reset the immune system by triggering stem cell regeneration of new immune cells. At the same time, it lowers inflammatory markers throughout the body, which matters because chronic inflammation drives nearly every major disease. And the results can be dramatic. A 2022 study found that nearly half of participants put type 2 diabetes into remission after just 3 months of intermittent fasting, while cutting their medication costs by more than 70%. So when should you consider fasting or cleansing? First, when you're sick. This is going to sound counterintuitive, but when you're fighting an infection, your body needs to divert massive resources to your immune system. Digestion takes enormous energy. Your body quite literally cannot do deep repair work while it's busy digesting. Have you ever noticed that animals instinctively stop eating when they're sick? That's nature's wisdom happening right in front of you. And guess what? Humans are animals too. The same principle applies when you're injured. Healing requires redirecting energy from digestion to tissue repair. And lastly, when your digestion is compromised. If you're constantly bloated, constipated, or dealing with indigestion, your digestive system is screaming for a break. A cleanse or short fast can reset everything. But here's the flip side, and this is just as, if not more important to understand, and that's when not to fast. If you have a history of eating disorders, fasting can trigger disordered eating patterns. If this is you, please work with a therapist first and a doctor who is educated and practiced in supervising therapeutic fasts and cleanses. Similarly, if you have diabetes, practice extreme caution. While therapeutic fasting has been proven to help with this condition, your blood sugar regulation is already compromised. Do not fast without experienced medical oversight. And when I say experienced medical oversight, I mean doctors who are trained in and have successfully treated their patients in this way. And to answer your next question, yes, therapeutic fasting clinics do exist. Places like True North Health Center in California have been conducting medically supervised water fasts since 1984, with people traveling from all over the world specifically for this treatment. Now let's move on to more general times to avoid fasting. First up is during your period. Your body is already cleansing and losing blood and nutrients in the process. This is not the time to restrict. Also, no fasting if you're pregnant or nursing. You actually need extra nutrition consistently coming in for both you and your baby. This is not negotiable. You also don't want to fast during high stress periods or intense training. Your body is already carrying a heavy load, so don't add fasting stress on top of it. And finally, if you're on medications, remember that the whole point of fasting is to detox, and your body views that medication as a toxin. So it's best to finish your medication and then further support your healing by fasting or cleansing afterwards. When you look at the bigger picture, you'll see that what this is really about is taking your healing into your own hands instead of outsourcing it to someone who's not in your body. Western medicine has its place. Emergency care, trauma, acute illness, it's incredible. But for chronic conditions such as digestive issues, inflammation, and metabolic disorders, nature has had the answers all along. Your body isn't broken, it's just overloaded. And when you give it a break from constant digestion and stop putting toxins in it, you support its natural detox processes. And then it knows exactly what to do. This is literally how it was designed. Now that you know why fasting works, can you guess the other reason 90% of people crash on day 2? It's because they skip critical preparation steps. You see, if you're drinking 3 coffees a day today and decide to start a fast tomorrow, you're setting yourself up for misery. But maybe you like that sort of thing, so who am I to spoil your fun? But seriously though, in my next video, I'll walk you through the step-by-step protocol so you can do this safely and actually succeed. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you'll be the first to know when it drops. In the meantime, if you're excited to get started on some of that prep work now, check out this video right here. It's all about morning habits you didn't know were destroying your digestion and what to do instead. Until next time.